Yeah, hold on. Don't go like. Just be in the back studio. What the key? Let me get helpful. Helpful, help up.
Good afternoon. This is Two-Way Radio. We are broadcasting from Pennsylvania.
Come here.
A few minutes from now, we're going to be talking to um, the standard bearer of the political leader of the Alternative National Congress, in person of Alexander B. Cummings. Alexander Cummings is in Germany. He's having meeting cross section of Liberians in that part of the world. So we are fortunate. One of our correspondents in Germany, in person of Pastor Dr. Ishmael Rahim, who is in connection with Mr. Cummings. So we have the opportunity. We're going to be asking Mr. Cummings a few questions as regards the political affairs of things unfolding in Liberia, the country he wants to serve as president. Stay tuned, be with us. Sooner or later, we're going to be joining Mr. Alexander B. Cummings, who will give us his take on the state of affairs of the Republic of Liberia. Liberia is located on the west coast of Africa and is one of the oldest republic on the continent of Africa. So there are individuals who want to serve that country, and the people of Liberia need to know and hear from those aspirants. And one of those persons is Alexander B. Cummings. Alexander B. Cummings in recent time was in a collaboration with other political parties. And
Yeah,
he was
and again, so you
also
can talk studio right now. So I'll bring you
he was also
the
with
welcome.
we can see that Mr. Cummings
Oh, nice.
is dancing,
Hold on,
and
let me start coming.
he has within a scope of Liberians who are in Germany right now. He's in Germany, and trust me, he's well dressed, and we can see him dancing, with those Liberians. Many persons always ask whether Liberian in the diaspora do have voting rights. Well, there's no single Liberian that is outside of Liberia that doesn't have a relative in Liberia. So there is influence. There are people who can speak to the minds of Liberians. So Alexander Cummings is touching base with everybody. He was in the United States recently, and he is now in Germany. If you are watching, soon we're going to be talking to the political leader of the Alternative National Congress, Mr. Alexander B. Cummings. Mr. Cummings seems to be one of the first four candidates for aspirant in the upcoming 2023 general presidential and legislative elections. And he seems to be excited, as you can see him dancing. Um, well, those of you who are following us, this is 2A Radio, the African Action Network radio station. You can see Liberians in Germany are excited, and most of them are dancing with ANC political leader Mr. Alexander B. Cummings. Once again, we are glad, and this is, of course, a team. We have Patient Blair Atto, who is behind the scene in Minnesota, and of course, I'm sitting in Pennsylvania. And our correspondent, Dr. Ishmael Rahim, he's way there in Germany. And Mr. Alexander Cummings, as we speak to you, he's in Germany. The video you're watching is live from Germany, and we are glad to be here to bring you a live coverage of the ANC leader special interview today. Once again, I am James Johnson. I'm going to be here for a moment. Whatever you do, just stay tuned with us as we try to bring you a live interview with the Alternative National Congress political leader, Mr. Alexander B. Cummings. As you may be aware, once again, Mr. Alexander Cummings was in a serious lawsuit, and that lawsuit has been dropped after a ruling from the Supreme Court of Liberia. But there was a collaboration, the collaborating political parties. What is the status of that group? We might be asking him as to what he thinks about that, political marriage. Whether he's going to go as a political party in the 2023 elections. We just want to hear from him, and stay tuned. You will have an opportunity to hear from the horse's mouth. Once again, this is 2A Radio. We are broadcasting from Pennsylvania, and of course, have a special interview with Mr. Alexander B. Cummings. Mr. Alexander B. Cummings is the political leader of the Alternative National Congress. He's visiting Germany, visiting a group of Liberians in that part of the world. So once again, we are here and we want to capture the same from Germany. As you can see there are Liberians who are excited to welcome the ANC political leader in that part of the world. This is Studio Radio's special broadcast, and we are covering activity of the Alternative National Congress, visit of the political leader of the party, and the president of Alexander B. Cummings. He's in Germany. He's having some fun time with Liberians in that part of the world. As you may be aware, 2023 is the general presidential and legislative election, and a lot of Liberians are gearing up to support a candidate. Every contestant or aspirant I thinking of how they can be president of that country. I didn't know this. This you see the American fellow who speaks the Liberian colloquial or language, so to speak. Well, we might have a time. We will talk to our correspondent Rahim to see whether we can talk to some few folks. But primarily, today we want to talk to Mr. Alexander B. Cummings. He is the one for which we have this special broadcast. And after him, we might be probably have the time to talk to fewer Liberians in that part of the world and to see why, in fact, is this program all about. And so, if you are there, this is 2A Radio, the African Action Network radio and television station. Stay tuned and be with us for. We're going to be here and try to talk to Mr. Alexander Cummings and get some words from him. Two-A Radio is the African Action Network radio and television station. We are seated in Pennsylvania, the United States of America. And this broadcast is all about covering the program of Mr. Alexander B. Cummings. He's in Germany visiting the Liberian community in Germany. We want to say we are thankful to our correspondent in Germany, Pastor Dr. Ishmael Rahim. It's good to be here this afternoon. My time in the United States is 4:17 minutes after 4 o'clock, that is PM. And in Germany, we probably we are 2 hours away, maybe 2 hours away from each other. So once again, we say we are here and we want to talk to the political leader of the Alternative National Congress. If you have been following 2A Radio since this morning, we've been covering a series of activities. We covered events from Ganta Nima County, We covered the flood on Broad Street, and we had few other discussion. And at this point, we are covering the event of Mr. Alexander B. Cummings. Stay tuned, be with us for the next few minutes. We hope to talk to the political leader, Mr. Alexander B. Cummings. He's visiting Liberian, a group of Liberians the in the diaspora, that part of the world, Germany to be specific. Once again, we want to say thank to all of our team, those who are out there, and we want to say thank you for watching. Those of you who are following to a video, it's a great pleasure to have you, with us. It's a unique occasion to talk to Liberians and let Liberians be able to make their own decision comes 2023. So it is good that they hear from all of the contestants, who will be there to make a wise decision. We are hoping that Liberians will listen to all of the candidates or aspirants. They are not yet candidates because the National Elections Commission will have to certify individuals who will contest in the upcoming 2023 general and presidential elections. But for now, we described all of these persons who have a political interest as aspirant. They are aspirant. They are aspiring to contest. In the same vein, they are selling the platform to Liberians. How do Liberians think about them? It's a great pleasure to have you with us this moment, wherever you are. If you are in Liberia, we say welcome to 2A Radio. If you are in Germany, we also want to say thank you. You are welcome to a radio. 2A Radio is the African Action Network radio um, broadcast, and we are sitting here, right here in the United States, Pennsylvania to be specific. But our activities focus on Mr. Alexander Cummings' presence with the Liberian community in Germany. We want to say a special thanks to Mr. Pastor Dr. Ishmael Rahim, who is helping us to bring this program live.
Thank you. We have time fast spent. We want to make sure we run through this program and we do the best. Don't worry, we make you enjoy the rest of it. But please let me, my name is Jamal Kamara, and I'm here with another lady. What's your name? Orita. Orita flew all the way freely to come and be here, acting for Manchester. So we are here, we got people from all over, Holland, France, everywhere. They are here tonight. So we are coming in. So we want to start right now and let people go. So we are honored to have in our midst our guests. They will introduce themselves. We want to say thank you very much to our honorable guest and our honorable patron and the incoming president of Liberia, His Excellency the Honorable Dr. Thank you. So, give me a background here. Come on. Hello, say!
Well, as I said, there's a special program held in honor of the political leader of the Alternative National Congress, the ANC. The program is being held in Germany, and the Liberian community in that part of the world are hosting this program. And bringing this program live to you is by way of the African Actions Network radio and television station. Stay tuned as we follow the program.
This is our honorable man of God.
Let's pray. Father God, thank you, Lord, for this family. Thank you for Mr. and Mrs. Alexander Cummings. Thank you for keeping them alert with wisdom, knowledge, power. And Lord, we thank you for all these young Nigerians, talented, gifted, that you have scattered us around, Father, to find knowledge and wisdom as to how people have built their nation to take those knowledge back home. And so, Father, we pray that as Alexander Cummings speak to us, that Lord will move us, that you will inspire us to do what is right. Lord, looking forward to building our God. Thank you for all those that have put this program together, for the hard work, for Paul, Stephen, and Lord, the rest of the team here in Germany. We just pray that Lord will give unto them all that they pray and ask in Jesus' name.
Amen.
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 Well, if you're following all this is to a
Thank
radio,
you,
the African
Pastor.
Action
Thank you
Network
very
radio
much
and
for
television station.
um,
We are providing coverage for the alternative National Congress political leaders visit to Germany.
so far spent.
Mr. Alexander B. Cummings is visiting the Liberian community in that part of the world. Stay tuned and just keep following.
Governor, Speaker.
You know, one pleasure I have to see our Muslim brothers and sisters here as part of celebration of the to recognize the Liberian Association in Hanover and all of the Hanover people in the building. God bless you for being here. We want to recognize, of course, the likes of the leaders representing the Liberian Association in Dutchland. And of course, tonight we have here Brother Khalifa Sana, Brother Chris Williams, Chris Howard Sana, and the list goes on the Liberian Association in Dutchland. We also want to take this occasion to recognize our folks on behalf of Foreman. You guys are welcome. We also want to take this time to recognize this guy is a very proactive leader, but from his appearance, you cannot know, man, but his works speak volume. And he is the president of Hamburg. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And the entire team of Hamburg. You guys are welcome. We are happy to have you. And of course, we want to welcome the University City of Göttingen, the likes of the living legend, the likes of our brothers, Mario, our sisters, and all of the brothers from Göttingen City. We'd like to recognize you, and we're happy to have you. We also want to recognize the children here, our Liberian ladies here. We want to recognize you, and non-Liberian ladies too. I mean, you are welcome. We want to recognize our players, the players who made it possible for us today, you know, that we were able to interact with Mr. Cummings outside. You know, we want to recognize, you know, the likes of all pastors, the likes of all of the players in the building. God bless you. Thank you for making it very successful today. We want to recognize the president of Vostok. I'm not sure whether he's here. He's en route. But we want to recognize all of our folks, Queen of Vostok. We want to recognize all of our folks from Vostok. I mean, you guys are highly recognized. And without much ado, let me take this time to give a special recognition to the likes of the president of the building. I'd like to shout out to your leaders for being here today. So, with not much ado, I don't want to lie with recognition and all of that. But I cannot go any further. To Gambia, from Gambia to Brussels, and from Brussels to the UK, and from the UK to France, and from France. Look, she's finally here, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for this whole setup. She represents the executive, and she is the face of the ANC of Liberia. We're very happy to have her. And let us recognize, of course, our great and wonderful and powerful folks from the UK. They were able to drive, come over here, the likes of Jamel Kamara, the likes of Pastor Da, the likes of Nelson, of course his wife, the most proactive is Lucretia Nelson, Mrs. Lucretia Nelson. We want to recognize all of you. I hope I'm not leaving anyone back and pay that fine. Now, let me recognize our wonderful folks from Holland, though Holland in the building. Let me recognize my little sister May, and of course her mom, Miss Vivian Wheeler Kolobadi. I'm right for this time. Let me recognize the coordinator of Holland, and he's nobody else but my brother, Nicholas Doe. Listen to me, give it up for Nicholas Doe. Not much ado, distinguished folks. I recognize all of the artists in the building. Let me recognize the man who is the reason why we are here today. You know, on court. Paul Trubley is a wonderful leader. You know, he was made regional coordinator of the region. You know, I miss all the Balloons, you know. But yet, he stepped into leadership with a resolve to reach beyond the art, beyond the divide. And he united us, brought us together, and we worked together for which today we can be here today as in you. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Paul Chiloke, the regional coordinator of ANC Global Europe. So we like to say, yeah, thank you, Mr. Cummings. I couldn't pay that fine though. Ladies and gentlemen, I call her the Facebook general. She is a Facebook fighter. I'm sure all of you have followed the ANC on Facebook. This lady right here, who's one of your co-MCs, she is wonderful. She is a staunch stalwart. I mean, when you cut up blood, you found ANC. You cut up vein, you found Mr. Cummings. So, ladies and gentlemen, give it up to Sweden. Sweden is in the building. We give it up to our brother and our sister from Sweden, and we're happy to have you here. Thumbs up to the Liberia colloquial comedian, Marcus GGT. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for a giant.
Okay, that's this guy that was singing about. Let's call himself the GGG. And he does well. He speaks like a Liberian.
For being here in Sweden, and you chose to be here today to bring our event. Along with my brother.
If you join us, this is to your radio broadcast. I following the program held in honor of the Alternative National Congress political leader, Mr. Alexander B. Cummings. The Liberian community in Germany is hosting this program
the
for
only man
the ANC
that I
political
call my
leader.
leader.
Stay tuned. Let's follow and see
The
what's
man who I
happening
regard
in that
as the
part of the
single
world.
most solution to Liberia's problem. This man was so resolved to change the system that we that have marginalized us and victimized us and kept our people into the dungeon of continuous suffering, economic poverty. He's resolved to change the status quo. Ladies and gentlemen, the man I'm talking about is a blessing to us. It's a blessing to Liberia. You like him or you don't like him. He is a blessing to us. And they are struggling with this Liberia. Then I gave them Alexander Cummings name, and then we Google it and see who is Cummings. They said to me, this man is a blessing to your country. Make use of it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've not much to give thumbs up to our leader, Mr. Cummings, for accepting the invitation. Our fundraiser today, we are proud, Mr. Cummings. We cannot say thank you. We cannot express it this much. We are so much proud to have you. We are happy. Without you, it wouldn't have been successful. You say Liberians count in Europe. The reason why we are here today is because Mr. Cummings have desired to come and join us because we count too. Because he wants us to participate into the decision making come 2023. And no political leader in the history of our country that ever recognized the political influence, the political capacity, and what the brothers, the Liberians from Europe, living in Europe, are capable of contributing. This is the Cummings our leader has recognized. For which is here today. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've not much ado. There's a long awaited day, right? But I appreciate the fact that you would give me the time and attention. I went through all of these formalities. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Alexander Cummings, the political leader of the Alternative National Congress. You are welcome, leader. You are wholeheartedly welcome.
Hello.
Okay, that's the voice of Mr. Alexander B. Cummings, who's been given a mic. Let's see what he says.
Okay, now we'll have one conversation, right? So let me first of all acknowledge our Muslim brothers, Eid Mubarak.
As you see on the video, we intend to have a special interview with him after this program.
Let me acknowledge the leadership of ANC Europe, Paul, Lucretia, all of you, thank you for your presence. And everybody who has traveled from Sweden, Holland, Norway, UK, rest of Germany, where else? Welcome to Hanover, Germany. It's my pleasure to be with all of you this evening. Let me congratulate the two football teams. I think it was 3-3 draw. So let me thank them for entertaining us in a very spirited game. So thank you for the support today and thank you for your presence here tonight. So I will not talk too long. It's after 10. We haven't fed you yet. And I got an early flight tomorrow morning, so I won't be too long. But let me say a few things about Liberia and how I think about some of the challenges we are faced with. So I always start with a few comments.
Oh my God.
Doing the same things and expect different results. And the battery runs down. When you keep putting the same battery in the rail will not work. right? It will not work. You gotta change the battery. So that's one saying I always say, and I will stick to that. The second thing I always say is that the best predictor of future behavior or future performance is past behavior and past performance. So if you were good in the past, nurse, teacher, carpenter, electrician, good prediction, you'll be good in the future. If your behavior was good, if you had integrity and didn't steal the past, chances are you're not going to steal the future. So the best predictor of future behavior, future performance is past behavior. That's why when you go for a job, they'll ask you for your past experience. They'll ask you for your resume so they can see what you did in the past. Another thing I like to say is that Liberia is too rich a country for us to be so poor as a people. Liberia is too rich as a country for us to be so poor as a people. Liberia has iron ore. Liberia has gold, diamond, rubber. Apparently we have bauxite. We have 350 kilometers of beaches. And yet our people, our country is poor. Liberia is too rich for us to be so poor. And then the last thing I would say, and then I will speak to these things quickly, is that we have had a country, and we still do today, where we focus on our differences and we don't focus on what we have in common. We separate ourselves. So I said to Liberians, I remind us, because you all know this, you do not pick the tribe you born into. It's not your choice. You do not pick, you don't decide where you're born. Not your choice. You don't decide the religion you're born into. You don't make that decision. Whether you're born Christian, Muslim, you don't make that decision. You don't decide whether you're a male or you're a woman. Your gender, you don't decide that. And you don't decide when you're born, whether you're born young. So none of these things should give you an advantage or a disadvantage over somebody else. Because it's not a choice. Because you go like you, Maningo, Rimbo, Bai, it shouldn't matter. Because you didn't choose to be. It's providence, it's God. Because you're Christian or Muslim, you didn't choose to be born into that religion. So why should it be advantage or disadvantage because you're Muslim? Shouldn't be, right? And yet in our country, we find all kinds of reasons to separate ourselves. Doesn't make any sense. We need a Liberia where it should depend on what you do as an individual that should determine whether you succeed or not. The history of our country, the Congo used to keep the country for themselves. Then when Doe became president, it was mostly crap people. Now, if you're not a citizen, for the most part, you don't participate. We need a country that everybody can participate. Gotta be based on what you do, your behavior, your performance, your skills, and it should have nothing to do with anything else. That's the kind of Liberia we need. And I'll tell you, we have an inclusive country that we want to move forward. Unless we start to think Liberia first. Liberia first. The ANC motto is Liberia first. The ANC will say the ANC is where everybody is somebody. You know, I joined the ANC. I didn't start the ANC, so people don't know that. And it was because of the philosophy of the ANC. By the way, the ANC was started by former citizens. So I think they went to a convention in Bombay in 2012, I think it was, or whatever it was. I should know the exact date. There was some violence and stuff happened, and they came and formed the ANC. And they developed these philosophies. ANC is where everybody is somebody. The ANC is where we put Liberia first. The ANC, we believe we should develop Liberia from what's called the bottom up. We have tried to develop Liberia from the top down, from the beginning of the history of Liberia, where everything is centralized in Monrovia. We will change that. We'll decentralize the country. We have to, because it hasn't worked. Liberia will be 175 years old on July 26th. The oldest republic in Africa, and we are amongst the poorest countries in the world. It's a fact, whether you like it or not. It's a sad fact. But after 175 years, we're one of the poorest, and yet we want to keep doing the same thing. Everybody wants to come in government to play big shot. Everybody wants to come to chop, to steal. Then when you talk, say when you're stealing, somebody puts do it before. So because they stole before, we should keep stealing? How would the country change? Keep doing the same thing and expect the result. So we gotta change the system. We gotta change how we think about Liberia. I tell people, if you're supporting me, I said all the ANC people here, if you're supporting me because you want your chance to come and play big shot or to chop my purple money, I'm not the guy. Don't support me. Yes, it's about leadership, public service, it's about service. You're there to serve the Liberian people. The government, people in the government, they get paid, but they're not doing it for free. The president gets paid, the ministers get paid, the legislators get paid. They get to serve, but we got the wrong construct. Think about it the wrong way. These are all the things we have to change. We're going to change Liberia. We got to change how we organize the government. The government has organized the same way for 175 years. And yet we won't keep doing the same thing, and then somehow we think that will magically change. It will not change. We got to change the construct of everything in the world. We got to turn it upside down. If we're not prepared to do that, we'll just keep talking. And we put our talking in right as Liberians, we can talk. Liberia will not change because we're talking. Liberia will not change because we wish it to change. Liberia will change because we do the work. We make the sacrifice. And we change the way things are being done in the past. So we want leadership to serve our country, to serve our people, and change the system. There are a few thousand people that benefit from the system that it is today. And those people are fighting us because they know we change the system so that every Liberian benefit. We don't guarantee you the outcome, we guarantee every Liberian opportunity. Whether you Guido, Kula, Brown, Demo, Christian, Muslim, male, woman, young woman, we guarantee this opportunity. Now, what you do with the opportunity, that will come to you. You make that decision. You make that choice. I'm talking about the fact that we eat from this bowl of rice. Some people here, so maybe they 2 GB. Or some people eat food for a dumbo. But we all eat from that bowl of rice. Every Liberian has to have a right to put a hand in the bowl of rice. No matter where you're from, who you are. Everybody can put a hand in that bowl. That's the country we need. The only two things that should stop you from eating that bowl of rice is you gotta follow the rules, you gotta follow the law. You don't follow the law, we're not letting you eat the rice. But that's a decision you make. That's a personal choice. You don't choose to be your bola. So I can't work for you against you. And then if you listen, you're not invested in the rice. Yeah. If you're strong, you're industrial, you eat more, but that's a choice. That's the society we need. And then we gotta grow the bowl of rice. The bowl of rice today are getting smaller. The economy is shrinking. It's a fact, whether you like it or not. Not because I'm in opposition, right? Liberians are getting poorer. It's a fact. Whether you like it or not. You look at the facts. Just look at the facts. Don't take my word for it. Right? And unless we're prepared to change things, the country will continue to slide. Continue to go backwards. And this is what we offer. The opportunity to work hard, to make sacrifices, to change things, and to put Liberia first. so that we don't find reasons why we're different, but we find reasons why we're in common. Liberia is the only country they came to us from. And no Liberia going anywhere. So we can't get rid of any one tribe. We want 60 tribes working together. So this idea of separating ourselves hasn't worked, and it's not going to work. If we get a chance to serve our country, it won't matter whether you CEC, you ANC, you UP, you LP, doesn't matter. You're Liberian. If you prepare to work, commit, follow the rules, you will benefit from Liberia. If you're not prepared to do the work, you want to come and play big shot, you want to come and chop Liberia money, you're the wrong person to support. So let me thank you all for coming. I don't know if you want to take some questions tonight. If we do, we can take a few questions before we celebrate. So who wants to facilitate the Q&A? Let's take about 4 or 5 questions about any subject. Before we do that, I also going to tell you about myself. People just so much that start from heaven. So my parents, my father is from Maryland. He was an outside child. All his siblings were much older than him. His brothers and sisters. His father was much older than his mother. His mother was his father's girlfriend, I guess. So he moved from Maryland to Monrovia when he was about 14 years old. He was a ward of an older sister, went to high school, university, started at the bottom at the Department of Instruction way back in the day. And then when he was in his 50s, he left government and went into the priesthood, became a episcopal priest. My mother only finished high school. She was a midwife. My mother went home from high school. She was a small market woman. We lived in Point Four, across the bridge. I went to demonstration school on I went to Serbia, I went to Canada, from undergraduate school in the US, went back to Liberia, worked at the Development Bank of India as an analyst, went to graduate school, and then the war started, so it's difficult to go back home. I did well in corporate America. And there, I think it wasn't that's why I learned about this thing that, you don't choose who you are. In all my work, there were no Liberians. It was my uncle, my father, my brother, my sister. It was all based on merit and just hard work. Started from the bottom, and worked my way up. I've been married to my wife, Teresa, for 40 years. We have 2 children. Ayu, my mother's father actually was Nigerian, Yoruba. So my mother is Ayu. My son name is Boyka. We got 5 grandchildren, 4 biological, and adopted. My mother is still alive. She will be 94 in August. So very blessed, yes. My father died many years ago. And I have 2 sisters. I had 3. My younger sister passed away actually in 2017. And I got 2 sisters still alive. So that's just a little on the personal side. So let's take a few questions. Steve, you want to facilitate or?
Time is so far spent. Steve, I'll give you the start. We want to take a few questions. I'm going to 5 questions. I think Mr. Cummings has been speaking from last 2 nights ago on the field everywhere. So will you please come forward because we've got a short table. You've got a question, short question, and only on the issues. Not almost asked. You see, with the procedure, say, guys, because we want some female to come in, we don't want to zoom in. So women, if you have a question, want to mix it up, please. Okay, 2. First 2 questions. First, we will answer that. Second, 2 questions. 2 questions. from that. I said, we want females here. Females out here that have questions, please come forward. Come forward. Some questions to the point, please. Quickly, let's do this quick. And your name, where you come from, and the person, yeah? Thank you. All right. First, your name and where you come from. Question. Thank you so much. I'm Justin Wycombe. I'm from Nigeria. I'm from Lima. Maybe one of these days, I will come for come to here. That's my father from Justin I just want to ask you question because of the time. You know, most Liberian leaders are very disgracing or see the condition now, see our people in Africa. Things are very tough. The insecurity things are not very good. I want to know if, please try to be sincere to us. Please. If you are elected as a leader, as a country president, what will be your first development? Because anything you say here today will be your records tomorrow. What will be your first thing that you will do for that president to feel good? Thank you. We have said two questions. The other one will take note of that, and we'll get a second question. We'll answer that question. Your name, where you come from, your question. Sure. Please make it short. Good evening once again. My name is Daniel Jackson. I'm here from Lima, and I am the president of Nigeria in Hanover. Mr. Cummings, I'm one of those who very familiar with social media when it comes to talk show. You once said, if I make a mistake, that you will take Liberia economics from where it is to billion. I heard that before. And we, Liberia, want to know what strategies that you will use to reach out to that level. Thank you so much. All right, the honorable now answer the two questions, and then we'll go straight up to the questions. Six questions so far. Thank you.
Thank you. So, before I ask the question, let me just say, most of my supporters actually are in the Alliance, interestingly, right? In the ANC. And some of the Cummings family actually went for a capita. There was S.D. Cummings, I think, there's a street in Capita. There used to be a school, I think, a close called S.D. Cummings High School. And then Catherine Cummings was one time representative and senator. So we got some relationship back to Lima in addition to Berlin. I just want to mention that since both of you from Lima. So I have an affiliation. In fact, the people in Maryland say I do more in Lima than I do in Maryland. I said, but Lima got more population. Although, by the way, most people don't know this, the Lima tribe is a very big tribe in Nigeria. They spread around. It's 10 to over 10% of the population. You got better class in Nigeria. Anyway, so, and this is on record, so I'm happy to put on record. And then in inauguration in January 2024, right? So 6 months into the year, you can play that, let them play this tape to see if I do it. But there's several things we'll do right away. So not just one, put on record. First thing, on the same day we get inaugurated on the 5th ceremony, we will start work on that day. We'll go to the office on that day and we'll start work because we need to say to the people that we are so far behind that we have no time to waste. So the first thing we can do is work. We leave from wherever the ceremony is and we'll ship to the office of work. Next thing we'll do is, this is in no particular order, so we'll do all of these things within the first 100 days. We will launch a national youth service program that we're developing the details of what that is right now. But we'll launch a national youth service program. You know why that's important? 65% of Liberians are under 35. It's a young country. The median age of Liberians is 19 years old. Young country. So On record, all taping, we'll launch a national research program in the first 100 days. We'll launch a credit and financing program for Liberian businesses. You know, the president announced in his State of the Nation address that he will make credit available to Liberian businesses, Liberian market. I hope he does it. He hasn't done it. Say he will do it, he hasn't done it. But if he hasn't done it, by then we'll do it in the first 100 days. And if he's done it, we'll make it bigger. So you can count that on that. The third thing we'll do the first 100 days, we'll ask for an audit of what we inherited. So we'll ask the Liberian Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Commission, all the integrity institutions to audit what we inherited. We're not going to be targeting any one individual. That's not what justice is about. We'll let the evidence go where the evidence goes. But we'll just make sure those institutions are empowered, they have the resources, and they will follow the evidence. And wherever it goes, the evidence will go, and then we'll prosecute. The other thing we'll do on day one is we'll fix the traffic issue in Liberia. Today, in Liberia, everybody can start their own lane. Everybody can, we have to allow that. Everybody can follow the rules. Too many people got salary and start running around. We will take all of that away. And if everybody follows the rules, the traffic will flow better. So we'll do that in the first 100 days. Everybody got to follow the rules. So those are just some examples of the things. The National Service Program and the loan to market movement to business people, we need to impact the Liberian revenue in the first 100 days of our administration. On the question on the budget, I actually said that in 2017, the budget was around $400 million. I said we can take it to $1 billion. People are going, oh, it can't be done. Right? So the budget, President, we are proposing now is almost $1 billion. So that means that billion was probably low, and we can do much better. But the ways to increase the budget very quickly is one, we'll start with stealing corruption. The stealing is too high that way. Because we start with stealing and we reach a point of money, it will help to grow the budget. We will invest in agriculture, because if we do that, it will generate jobs and then it will generate income for the government. We will develop tourism in Liberia, ecotourism, so we're going to find different earning streams. We will get better at collecting taxes legitimately from people. So those are the kinds of things we'll do that will grow the budget well beyond $1 billion, because the government, if they deliver on their objective, they're almost there. I give her $1 billion already, so that number should be a lot bigger. Let me tell you why, very quickly, and I'm not giving you long answers. Ghana today, I think their budget is about 10 billion, 8 to 10 billion. They have about 5 times our population, so we should be about 1.5 billion. Just do everything. Significantly. So we can do it. And those are some examples. So we'll take 2 more. And then the last 2. So we'll take 6.
On that 2?
I will make the next one.
My name is Amara Sherry from Lofa County, District No. 4. And this question will go directly to you, and have been concerned.
No, join the queue.
It's
It's 2A radio time.
And that sometimes lobby against the Nigerian called the great session, and which of course during your speech here, and you acknowledge that Nigeria is the economy is part of, but then you went and lobbied $180,000. So I want you to clarify that for us here tonight. Thank you.
When I was still there, I want to know what is the position of the CPP now, and what is your position and how CPP is operating to tackle the election. Anyway, sedition, but I want to know, it is my country I have a concern, and I want the country to go forward, And I don't want for anybody to personalize their interest, especially when it comes to liberalization. So what is the position of CPP right now, and what is your own intervention? Thank you.
You got to be clear with your question, please. Intervention with what?
Yeah, with the CPP coordination.
Yeah, two more, that's it, yeah.
Okay, so the first question on sanctions. So everything you read on social media is not true, right? I hope everybody knows that, right? We're not lobbying for sanctions on Liberia. That is not true. So just to clarify. But let me say this though. And again, it's good for Liberians for you to follow the facts. So when the current U.S. ambassador to Liberia, when he was going through his confirmation process with the U.S. Senate, you listen to the answer. When the current ambassador, when he was going through his confirmation, his public, right, with the U.S. Senate, he talked about corruption in Liberia. He, as the ambassador, he talked about corruption in Liberia. When Liberia was celebrating the bicentennial, the representatives the Americans sent to represent them at the bicentennial, woman named Jenna Banks, she spoke about corruption in Liberia. When the American ambassador to the United Nations, Linda Thomas Greenfield, who used to be ambassador to Liberia, she spoke about corruption in Liberia. So why should anybody be surprised if the Americans decide to put sanctions on individual Liberians? They've been signaling, they've been telling us this thing is coming. It's nothing to do with Alexander Cummings. This is when, for those institutions, the government brings anybody else for the issues. They take no responsibility. So we're not lobbying for sanctions in the country. It is their behavior that will bring sanctions on them. It is their behavior. So for the record, we're not lobbying anybody for sanctions on the country, the government. It is their behavior that will bring sanctions. And you just got to follow what they purchase, they see all along. On the CPP still exists. Unity Party left the CPP. The other party left the CPP. The Liberty Party and the ANC are still in the CPP. We are going to encourage others to come and join us. And we will grow the CPP. And our goal is that we want a big coalition to work with us as we go to the elections in 2023. So the CPP still exists. 2 parties have left, 2 are still there, and we encourage more parties to come and join us. Okay?
Before we ask a question, please, we want to make a reminder here. ANC is carrying on a project in Liberia. We're raising funds here. We'll be asking around to make contributions. Whatever we have to put in our pot. Please, it will be a contribution. We want you to make a contribution. We'll ask you to make a contribution. We'll ask you, that will come. Please remember, anything you get, we want to have it to carry ANC project in Liberia. It's all about Liberia. We want to have Liberia. Mr. Kume, look at what we all need to do. Yeah, okay, later on. 1 second. We're going by road, Pastor.
Your question, 2 questions, quick, short question.
Yeah, Mr. Kume, I'm President Ralph Rogers, Secretary General of the Liberian Association in the state of New Jersey. But I'm actually concerned about this CPP issue because I'm an opposition, and the way it is going in our country is not good because in order to remove the current government or to replace the current regime, there must be a strong force, a united force, and we do this. Now we have the UP that have left the CPP and also the other political party. Now, what are you doing as a leader? Because I know you want to govern a country united and now you have a political party or a regime that you are part of that is not going well. Is there anything you are doing in order to unite, others, or to reach out to them to see how we can have a united force that will take up to election 2023? And the next thing I want to know is how do you intend to, tackle this corruption issue? Because we know that it is systematic. It is one thing that has been the fabric of our country. And we see that, you cannot survive in a country, where you have a lot of people who are about the past government that so the government, and now they are part of, the coordination or part of the political party that you are part of also. Is there a system that you are putting into place that will become president to the world and you'll be able to deal there? And what also are you doing, in order to stop those that have been part of the system not to work here, in your government, if you are to become president? Thank you.
Look, listen, we said 6 questions. We're not going to go above 6 questions. It's going to 11 o'clock. You have to leave 4 in the morning. You're flying 4 in the morning. So we don't keep in time. Please, we apologize. We know that everybody asks questions. Please understand this. You have to sleep and leave early as 4 a.m. After the question, the last question. If you don't, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Cummings. After him.
Anybody has one question?
Thank you so much. My name is Khalifa Mohammed Samu, and I live here in Germany. Mr. Cummings, I really admire you. I have been following you on social media, and so far so good. Among the top key personalities in that world right now, we talk about George, Joseph, Mr. Cummings. You are the only person that I know that you can really teach our country. But I have one thing that I have to tell you face to face. That is, please do not subscribe to the devil. Do not subscribe to the devil. Because I know that I know leadership is there. If people are coming, you become a neutral person. By the time you get the power, it's like a subscription to something that you cannot take anymore. So please, you should remain as you are. The silent majority are on your side. There's no one that will currently qualify voting. Somebody will say, you are not supposed to be. You are not supposed to be. The consciousness people in their heart are supposed to, because they know you are the only person who is qualified, who is capable to take off from where we go. I will have one question. My question is, when you go to the people of Monrovia, it's written there, gateway economy. But as a business president, Freeport is not a gateway to our economy. Of course it is, but currently it is not. What are some of the mechanisms we're trying to put in place? When you come to power, that Freeport will be open to common business people like us. I shake that all of the time, but my ties have to go to Guinea or doing like this. We cannot use our own port. So maybe you have or you don't have, or you need to sit down and think about it. What can you do to help us? Thank you.
Thank you very much. So on the CPP and collaboration, I asked the question when I said we are going to be reaching out to other political institutions to come and join the CPP. The Liberty Party, the Unity Party are still in the CPP, and will actively try to engage other institutions and individuals to come and join us so we can expand the CPP. It will be up to the UP if they want to come back, talk to them, but we want to grow the CPP so that we can increase the chances of winning President. We are on the corruption piece. First thing we'll do, we'll punish people who steal like rental money. That's the consequences, right? Then we gotta pay people a living wage. If you do that record take, by the middle of the month, the teacher, the money will pay them to finish. The policemen, the nurses, the healthcare workers, we gotta pay them enough money so they can pay their rent, buy their food. Then when they steal, punish them. But if you don't pay people a living wage, you have to hold them responsible because they gotta feed themselves and their families. And then we gotta simplify our rules and regulations. When you make it too complicated, you create chance for the people that understand to take from people that do. So corruption is still the biggest thing we will punish people who see the big people participate. There will be consequences when you take that money, we put you in jail. And we take the property that you took that money to buy so we can register that very program. So that's what we call corruption. Promise I will not follow the devil. I don't want to be president that bad that I will sell my soul. Hey! The presidency can leave me. That's selling my soul. Anybody will be president. So don't worry. On the people, yeah, you know, it's so complicated. So the simple message from most of our company is that we will make it easy. We will make it simple for people to report into the courts. We'll make it, I promise you. Because when you make it complicated, you encourage cheating too. The few people that understand the right, that are trying to take money, they'll be just so. Because you put everything in control. So all we make it so complicated. So I promise you, we make it simple. Again, I want to go on record. We make it simple. So like we're saying, all right?
All right, Mr. Company. I'm Pastor Dr. Ishan Abiwahim. I want to go back to some of the questions. All right. According to your explanation right now, that whosoever that will be working under your administration, if they steal the Liberian people money, they are going to be punished. And if they take the Liberian people money and build properties, and no properties are going to be seized. So my question, with the little experience you have with the collaborating party now, and looking at party like LDP and UP, that the flag is up down, they squandered our opportunity for 2 years, and now as she claimed me, now this, the economy is in the toilet. So then, when you still go back to collaborate with the political party that stole our money for 12 years, because your intention is to make Liberia better or just to remove President William from power? That is my question.
Okay, I'm going back to the CPP. I'm going back to the CPP question. I know you have asked for it several times, but I'm coming from this point. So our county, we have approximately 50 months for the election. And you said that we will grow this, we grow the CPP. Yes, I understand. But I think several months ago, we were saying we will grow the CPP. It's always been built, but the time is fast approaching. We don't have so much time. My question is, when are we going to have a ticket? When are we going to have other parties on board and have a ticket that we can now start presenting so the people can sell it? Just to have 15 months, before we know it will be.
You didn't mute?
Development Fund. This is two radio. We are following the
Let me make the correction.
the program in Germany. That is the Arizona Cummings program is being invited by Liberians who are in that part of the world. We have something that's going on wrong, and we try to correct that. There's a break in transmission. So we want to apologize for those of you who are following to the radio. Let's see whether we can get that correction right now. As I said, this is the African Action Network broadcast. We are sitting in Pennsylvania, but this broadcast is all about the ANC political leader, Alexander B. Cummings, who is having a program in Germany. A few minutes ago, we just had a break in transmission, and we apologize dearly for that. And let's see whether we can join our correspondent, Pastor Rahim. Okay. So,
it's Chai Keys on the beat.
Are y'all ready now? Skip the bamba. Na 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 na. Oh na na. Yeah yeah. Oh na na. Yeah yeah yeah. Oh na na. Yeah yeah. Oh na na. Jehovah Obadu. Papa, you too good. Jehovah, you too good. Papa, you too kind. Miracle working God, give you all the praise, give you all the glory. You alone deserve it. You put my enemies under my feet. Because I have you, I face no defeat. Higher and higher, I give you the praise and I give you the honor because you're the king. You love me personally. See the testimony. You get the glory. You get the honor and everything. Yeah, you love me personally. See the testimony.